Good day, everybody. Brian here from quantlabs.net. Just wanted to go over the latest on Elon Musk and Twitter. Um, wanted to, um, I saw this article yesterday before the news broke of the live interview with BBC and Elon Musk, but this one I think is more important. This is found on slate.com, and title is Twitter Isn't a Company Anymore. It's been merged into a new entity called X Corp. Here's what that could mean. So there's a court filing April 4th. Twitter Inc. quietly revealed a new major development. Currently being sued by right wing provocateur Laura Luma, accused it of violating federal racketeering laws when it banned her account in 2019. Luma has her account again, and her absurd lawsuit is bound to fail. So Twitter's a defendant, has to continue to submit all these corporate disclosures to the court. So Twitter has been merged into X and no longer exists. The successor in interest to Twitter, that is a survivor of the merger, X Corp, is now a defendant in Lumer's suit. Its parent corporation is identified as X Holding Corporation. Now, for those that may not know, um, Elon Musk's very first venture in entrepreneurship many years ago was a company called X, and that evolved into PayPal. And X was kind of like this mega internet thing, but obviously, as I said, it evolved into PayPal, which is where Elon Musk got quite a bit of wealth from. And he was, I believe, a coder at the time too for what became PayPal. He sold out and then obviously started or bought Tesla when it was really a nothing company from two guys, and the original car was the Roadster, and then it's obviously evolved into a major behemoth. Now, a lot of people may be wondering, why did Twitter get bought by Elon Musk? It could have been in the back of his mind to always have a new. And let me just give you some highlights of where I think this is all going to go. About a few days ago, actually, if you went on your Twitter, there was all of a sudden the Doge badge on Twitter, and that was on for a couple of days. They accused Elon Musk of a pump and dump, which we know that Elon Musk can have a huge impact on Doge itself when he says something positive about it. Obviously, it's not regulated, so they accused it of pump and dump. He could have bought a lot of Doge. I'm not saying he did, but he could have did the thing with Twitter, the Doge logo, the dog on Twitter, and then up it went. He cashed out and probably made quite a bit of money from it. I'm not, that's the accusation. I'll leave it at that. So there was also quite possibly that Twitter would become a mega app. Now, if you're familiar with, I believe it's Weibo and another one in China, where most of the apps are kind of Chinese state sponsored in a way, where everything is done on these apps in China, your social media, all your financial transactions, everything that you can imagine to do on a phone is all in one super app. So I think, and I've seen the stories in the last few months that Twitter is the early evolution of that. And part of the transactions um, for that is to accept Doge. Because as far as I know, I believe Tesla and the SpaceX merchant stores do accept Doge crypto. And if Twitter was to suddenly use Doge as their preferred crypto coin transacting on Twitter, that's a huge deal. So when Silicon Valley Bank went bankrupt or collapsed the next day, I believe Elon Musk showed interest in buying it or resurrecting it and all he's interested is obviously the licensing for it. And that never panned out, but I would imagine he was interested in that to be part of this, uh, get a quick way to get a bank's licensing in California and maybe take it federally across the country in the U.S. And then boom, he's got himself um, fully licensed banking registration right across the country using the SVB old assets. But as I said, it never panned out. But this is um, part of the interesting high level that may be going on. Also, there's if you go on YouTube and you just type in Tesla phone, there's a lot of rumor. I don't know where the rumor came from, but maybe he alluded to it. He would like to get into Tesla phones. When you think about the advantages of what Elon Musk has built out, meaning he's got the cars, so that's a big one right there with a Tesla phone. On top of because he's got SpaceX and then the other network or the satellite network on Starlink, which is for the internet, pretty well. He's pushing that right across the globe for people to have internet through Starlink. Imagine now what he can do is he's got potentially a new phone to come out, and they could just no cellular provider needed because you just hook into Starlink and use the phone anywhere throughout the world with a subscription to Starlink, maybe on Tesla hardware as a phone. And then on top of that, he'll have the software or the app, the mega app, the super app with Twitter, maybe promoting Doge. That's where I think's going on. And he's resurrecting this X name as part of that. From my perspective, I think the probability of it's pretty good him to accomplish this. It's his way where he can really take hold of the technology side of both social media because obviously Twitter's pretty huge, and a lot. And we're going to talk about one of the media companies that has dropped off from Twitter. But like him, love him, hate him, you cannot deny his what he's built out as an entrepreneur. He's like a mega. Uh, I don't want to say monopolist because that's not what he is, but he's definitely a great financial titan from the 1920s, like on the level maybe of a Rockefeller or early J.P. Morgan or whatnot. But he's definitely of that time for us in current days. I would if Steve Jobs was still alive, I'm sure that would have gone down as well. Um, but well, we don't have Steve Jobs anymore, even though he was a brilliant person. Unlike who's running Apple today. I don't get excited. No offense, I don't get excited by, ooh, a new camera. Ooh, it's improved. Oh, five new colors. That's the latest innovation from Apple. And that's all they've been bringing out since the death of Apple. I mean, there's some other new ones, but nothing on the Steve Jobs level. Anyways, back to Elon Musk. So I think that's what's going on with this X thing. So now that you know the history of it, let's get on with the article here. So in April 22, Musk registered X Holdings 1, 2, and 3 in Delaware, obviously for tax purposes, three separate companies designed to facilitate the purchase of Twitter. Twitter would merge with X Holdings too, but keep its name in general corporate structure while continuing to operate under Delaware law. X Holding 1, controlled by Musk, would then serve as the merged entity private parent company, while X Holding 3 would take on the $13 billion loan that a group of big banks provided Musk to help cover the $44 billion purchase. According to Twitter's demands in its litigation against Musk, X Holdings 1 would be intended solely for the purpose of engaging in and arranging financing for the transactions. That's a pretty smart financial engineering and corporate structure from Musk. I mean, I don't know if he came up with it or whatnot. That's pretty smart. As a merger statement stated, X Holdings 2 would cease to exist as a functioning entity after merging with Twitter. So the official structure after Musk's takeover was X Holdings oversees Twitter Inc., while X Holdings handles the cash. The Nevada filings show this exact arrangement is no longer in effect. So I guess he's got past all the initial stages of him financing and taking control of Twitter. According to the Nevada Secretary of State online business portal, Elon Musk registered two new businesses in the state on March 9th. X Holding Corp and X Corp. Uh, March 15th, Musk applied to merge these Nevada businesses with two of its existing companies, X Holdings One with X Holdings Corp and Twitter Inc. with X Corp. In the latter case, the articles of the merger mandate that X Corp fully acquire Twitter, meaning that for all intents and purposes, Twitter Inc. no longer exists as a Delaware based company. Now it's part of X, whose parent company is $2 million X Holding Company. And that means X Holdings no longer exists either. Both X Holding Corp and X Corp now fall under Nevada's jurisdiction instead of Delaware. It seems an anonymous SPAC trader tracker first broke the news. So there is an actual article of conversion, I guess, from Nevada there in this article. Um, let's continue along. The structural overhaul was acknowledged in the Loomer case about 3 weeks after X Corp was registered in Carson City. So far, it doesn't appear that the changeover has been noted in other legal documents. Currently, the company known as Twitter is involved in a high cost of litigation against the entire country of India. Wow. Censorship concerns against vendors who claim Twitter is not paying them what they're owed, and against former Twitter employers who claim Musk violated labor laws when he fired them en masse. As far as we can tell, there are no updates in any of those cases regarding Twitter transformation into X Corp. So why is X Corp now a thing? Blah 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 in Nevada. Elon Musk has been attached to the letter X even outside of the kids' names. Here we go. This is what I said. 99, he founded X.com, an online bank that soon merged with another company to become PayPal. The letter appeared in other business ventures over the years: SpaceX, Tesla Model X car, and three X holding corporations and Project X, the official SEC recognized name for the Twitter purchase $13 billion bank loan. After completing the Twitter takeover in October, Musk claimed the purchase would accelerate the creation of an everything app, call it a super app as well, that would be named, you guessed it, after the letter X. Such a super app, Musk has stated, could resemble something like China's WeChat. That's the other one. The combination messaging, social networking, payment app that boasts a billion users. Twitter functions would play an important role in this mega size app. So that's a big deal moving forward. Also possible, X is meant to be more of an everything company the everything app. Late 2020, YouTuber and longtime Tesla investor Dave Lee tweeted that Musk should form a company called X to serve as a parent company of Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and the Boring Company. So Musk responds, good idea. In that light, Musk choice of Nevada as a home base takes an extra significance considering the entrepreneur has established some of his largest ventures in the Silver State. He opened the Gigafactory near Reno to produce electric batteries. Announced a 3.6 expansion of the facility to manufacture his electric trucks. Nevada also hosts a few projects for Musk's Boring Company, like a tunnel under the Vegas Convention Center in 2021, still in development, the Vegas Loop. In 2020, when Musk threatened to move Tesla headquarters out of California in response to the pandemic shutdown, he proposed Nevada as a potential option before settling in on Texas. With the new filing, Musk now operates at least three businesses in Nevada, and one is part of an overreaching X company. It's got one more paragraph left here. So no matter which path he chooses, Musk X faces a difficult future. A now tech skeptical Congress would undoubtedly cast a close eye over an American version of WeChat. It could work because this is not a tyrannical government. As would regulatory agencies like the FTC now taking a firmer stance against tech monopolies. Actually, this is no longer a monopoly because it would go up against the Googles, the Metas, and the Apples, the big tech players. So actually, in my mind, it would be a good thing. Investors might not be happy. Musk tries to stuff each of his separate companies into X holding. For now, Twitter's likely to garner more scrutiny, making the big X just put it all more fitting. I would kind of agree with that. If it was me, I probably would have taken the X mega company and moved it overseas to like an Ireland. The way the U.S. government's going, it's no longer free, entrepreneurial, business friendly, and that's going to be a huge detriment to the U.S. as an economy. So that's just my view. But we got other articles here. So we've got here. So let me see here. Uh, this is all in the last few days. Okay, so again, more crypto related. Twitter reacts as Elon Musk posts something resembles XRP's logo. The X tweet. Um, he tweeted the letter X, the first letter of the word XRP, seemingly resembles the actual logo of the crypto asset. Following Musk's tweet, another crypto avocado holder and believer of XRP tweeted the same letter X with an image of the XRP logo, seemingly insinuating that the Twitter CEO was referencing the emblem. No way. Um, yeah, I don't see that. Crypto enthusiast Michael Saylor tweeted an image of the letter X with a bird. XRP avocado called Garrett XRP also responded to Saylor. Response was NFTsforsale.com was tweeted. Um, I don't know. I don't see a lot of here. Okay, so as the tweet hyped others, it looks like other seemingly saw it as an attempt to market and promote his company SpaceX. See, this is when people don't know the history of Elon Musk about his X.com from 1999. Amazing. Just amazing, these people. Hence, Musk's tweet could just mean to bring attention to the project. And then they're saying, oh, this could be Starship launch trending towards near end of the third week of April. Anyway, so I'm going to drop this article. Uh, it's so off. Let's see what else we got here. Now, this is Wall Street Journal. Okay, yeah, so loading it up, and I'm thinking there's gonna be a paywall. Ah, there's the paywall. I got another article for that. Um, so I got one other interesting story. Well, let me first cover this one. This is the one with NPR. So what um Elon Musk is doing to build out trust and transparency, he's building out basically any state funded, I guess is the better way to put it, or government funded media outlet um, is going to be labeled as that, and they're going to earn their little own badge to say you are now state sponsored or government sponsored. That's why I think BBC was a little perturbed by it. Well, I shouldn't little, but was perturbed by it. That's why they did the interview. That interview, I must say, I haven't heard the whole thing, but I got highlights. Elon Musk eviscerated that dumb journalist on all kinds of stuff, like where the idiot is trying to portray about hate speech, more hate speech on Twitter. Elon Musk challenged him, give him an example. The guy didn't give him an example because he couldn't come up with an example. And it just basically owned the guy, meaning you're going to say something, you got to back it up with something, at least one example of it. And that didn't go down too well for BBC, or it didn't make look BBC look all that great. Um, so yeah, and we have our own thing with the CBC, which is a Canadian. I like to call it the Communist Broadcasting Corporation. We have our opposition leader, a conservative politician, trying to get Elon Musk to badge CBC to be government sponsored as well. Part of his platform as well for this conservative, he wants to get rid of the CBC altogether, and he could get a majority just because of that, and that's what I'm hoping to see too. Because I got my view on this media, yes, but anyways, moving on. Anyways, NPR, National, I can't remember what it's called. Public is National Public Radio. Anyways, NPR quits Twitter, becoming the first major U.S. news outlet to do so. I saw a dispute also that with the Twitter Blue, uh, all everybody's got to pay their $7 a month to pay out to help subsidize the new Twitter, the Twitter 2.0. And for me, $7 a month is nothing. Even I'm thinking of doing it. Not sure when and where, but I might consider it for the benefits of Twitter compared to other social media. If you see my latest, you'll know what I mean. Anyways, yeah. So let's say the New York Times. So they started crying because they don't want to pay the $7, and they paid it for free. Musk says you got to pay it. William Shatner was whining about it. Well, I was on this for 15 years, and I shouldn't have to pay it as well. So all these elite and traditional elitists that kind of suck the old Twitter dry financially, um, basically are now not liking that they have to pay up like the rest of us schleps to continue to build a profile on Twitter. So I think it's kind of funny, but whatever. So now we have the first victim, NPR. And here's the article. This is now on CNBC.com. So the highlights here: NPR quits Twitter, becoming the first major U.S. news outlet to do so. Bye. That's my response. NPR will stop posting new content on its 52 official Twitter feeds. The company said Twitter temporarily designated NPR as a state-affiliated media. A controversial description that was seen as some as an attempt to discount the news outlet. Well, it is discounted. You watch every 15 minutes and they're begging for donations. Like, give me a break. NPR said Twitter is taking action that undermine our credibility by falsely implying that we are not editorial independent. No, they're not. Um, they're not. NPR is the first major new U.S. news organization to leave Twitter since Elon Musk took over. Way I look at it, the media outlets need Twitter more than Twitter needs them. I say that because the old dying media is just that it's dying. Actually, I think I posted on my Facebook. Basically, it was saying, congratulations to CNN, you have more employees than viewers. That's how bad the situation's gotten uh, for them with all the latest. You know, I'm talking about just the craziness on these media outlets, and they're losing their relevancy. I mean, let's face it, the independent media is taking over. You look at what's going on Rumble, and YouTube. It's just a joke. Let me give you an example. I am brand new to TradingView.com. I've got 25 followers, and I put up a random live stream, which you can do now on TradingView. And within 12 hours, in the last 24 hours, 12 hours, I got 170 views or close to that in that time period. Doesn't sound like a lot, but for me, with 25 followers and brand new on TradingView, that's pretty good. I have no profile, and as I said, it was random. Whereas on YouTube, I have 10,600 viewers, subscribers, and if I put up a random video, I'd be lucky to get 20 views. So that's how bad YouTube is. And I'm seeing a lot of websites are not adding YouTube as their part of their corporate profile on their website. That's how bad and that's how far fallen YouTube has become. Nobody wants to list YouTube because they don't want to show the embarrassment of, well, I got 10 views on this particular video. YouTube's a joke, and I hate to tell you, Google owns YouTube. It's becoming a joke as well. So you never win. So there's that. So with all this fun stuff going on with NPR, let's continue. NPR said Wednesday will stop sharing content on Twitter after the social media company. All right. So news outlet organization account will no longer post new content on its 52 official Twitter feeds, becoming the first major U.S. news organization to do so since Elon Musk took over. NPR was surprised by Twitter's decision to label its company's state affiliate media. According to the report, pressed by NPR reporter in an email exchange, Musk conceded that the label might not have been accurate. Twitter then changed the label on NPR's account to government funded media. That's hilarious. News organizers said that the label is still inaccurate and misleading. So now it's turning into like a bunch of crybabies from NPR's point of view. NPR's editorial independent nonprofit company. NPR receives less than 1% of its $300 million budget from the federal funded corporation for public broadcasting. Well, so you still, if you're taking, was that 3 million? You're still state funded. Boneheads. NPR did not immediately respond. They don't need to respond based on that truth when you admit it. Um, the CEO of NPR told his employees will not immediately return to the platform, even if Twitter drops the designation. I'd never have our content go anywhere that would risk our credibility. Their credibility has already been shot for how many years at this point? And I used to love watching NPR. Before all this political correctness nonsense. I didn't mind watching NPR because I thought it was good, but no more, no more. I haven't watched NPR in many years, at least 8 years. That's how bad it's gotten. Twitter briefly added government-funded media tag to the British news outlet BBC. Uh, that Musk agreed to change the label to publicly funded. Well, yeah, I think it's something like $70 or 80 pounds or something. To get a quote unquote license for BBC to get a TV, or I don't know how it works over there, but I do know there's some kind of licensing fee to own a TV. I believe there's also a radio license you got to pay out as well. It's a joke. And I wouldn't be surprised they'll have an internet license as well, the way this is all going. This is all for the UK, of course. But anyways, this is all true. Okay, so as of Wednesday morning, now this is after the interview, no label is visible on any BBC Twitter accounts. New label designation are the latest policy changes Musk has implemented since his tumultuous $44 billion acquisition of the social media platform. Twitter Spaces interview, Musk said that the Twitter takeover process has been marked as extremely high level of pain. I'm sure it is. What I would have done, I would have backed it and backed your hand-picked henchmen, hench people, I should say, hench women, whatever, and let them do their thing. And Elon must not be directly in public during that takeover. Fund it, yeah, but if anyone had to take the flack, it was his picks on executing his plans. And here we go. Vocal critic of the media, Musk called New York Times coverage propaganda. Oh, that's so true. On April 2nd, compared the company's Twitter feed to diarrhea in a tweet. He stripped the news organization's verification checkmark shortly thereafter, citing the company's refusal to pay the platform's revamped Twitter Blue subscription service at a whopping $7. It's all about power and ego out of those arrogant, pieces of what. And again, New York Times I used to love reading, and even during the financial crisis, when I was working in a job, I'd always get access to the city edition of New York Times. I love that paper, but well, we know where it's at now. I wouldn't even pick up. Well, I would level the value of New York Times to pick up the Chihuahua that I got, the Chihuahua's poop, and dump it in the recycling bin. That's the New York Times. Not I wouldn't even wipe my ass with it, but no problem with the Chihuahua's poop. I have it has no value. I don't want that thing touching my body. It's that toxic. Anyways, Twitter relaunched its updated Twitter Blue subscription in December after it was a delay in the launch. Subscribers that pay for the service will receive a blue verification badge, and said in a tweet Tuesday that legacy verified, including news organization journalists, will no longer would lose their check marks on April 20th. Bye bye. Bye bye. All right. So continuing along, we have here. Yes, this is an interesting one as well. There's no news on this, but so we know about OpenAI, ChatGPT, but here's a headline that caught my attention today. So Cointelegraph.com, this one, Elon Musk reportedly buys thousands of GPUs for Twitter AI project. Let me repeat that. Thousands of GPUs for a Twitter AI project. What's going to happen here? So according to anonymous sources close to the company, Musk purchased nearly 10,000 graphical processing units intended to further his AI projects on Twitter. Of course, Musk is, yeah, blah, 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 blah. He spearheaded a letter to halt artificial intelligence development due to societal concerns. I agree with that, but people may not know that Elon Musk was one of their early investors into OpenAI. And look what and then we're talking a couple $100 million, I believe. And he felt gypped because I remember on Rogan, he was saying, yeah, I funded this OpenAI thing. And he was all the same, uttered in the same breath. He said, he was worried about where AI goes and it'll become anti-human. And he still said that, still believes that. But this OpenAI project, with his hundreds of millions of dollars, along with Microsoft, have really. He feels that, from what I understand in one of his tweets, he feels gypped off from that investment. Um, Despite the effort, the tech mogul seems to be pushing forward on his own plans. So he's doing his own thing for developing an AI infrastructure. Now, he also owns Neuralink, and that's one of the problems people have with him saying he's all pro-human, I guess. But yet he's got this Neuralink thing where he's trying to connect little hardware devices into people's brains. From what I understand, it's all about just helping people that have some kind of disability so that they can override what their particular brain functions limitations would be, and because that's the gap that this Neuralink's supposed to override. But the same technology is there, and that could be used for anti-human purposes. So we'll see, but I can see why he's developing this AI thing. Typically, GPUs work on large-scale AI models due to their massive computational power required by the tech. Uh, it follows a tweet from March 18th in which he said the company would use AI to detect and highlight manipulation of public opinion on Twitter. In the months ahead, we will use AI to detect and highlight manipulation of public opinion on the platform. Let's see what the site uh, cat drags in. Um, so the anonymous source reportedly deemed the project to be in early stages. So as far as I know, Elon Musk is bringing in a new CEO at some point of Twitter, so he can just focus on the technology side, which he's admitted to doing, and he's going to oversee the technology of the engineering as well as the hardware. So that's part of his plan. So the purchase of such a quantity of GPU shows Musk is committed to it. One of the sources said that the project works with a large-scale language model. However, the sources also said the definite role of generative AI at Twitter is unclear. Now, for those that don't know, if you go to GitHub at Twitter's repository, you will find some open source development projects that are part of Twitter. So you can go there to learn about that. Twitter recently acquired new talent with extensive background in the AI field. These engineers joined Musk's team after working with DeepMind, an AI research subsidiary of Alphabet, Google's parent company. Developments come only a few weeks after Musk signed an open letter along with thousands of other researchers in the tech space to temporarily halt the development of AI due to the risk of humanity. Okay, so let's talk about from AI to ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT 4. We also know that Microsoft did put a multi billion dollar investment into uh, OpenAI as well. They got, I guess, first the rights to using ChatGPT for their cloud service, Azure. I'm seeing it in the new Explorer, which is called Bing Chat, which is pretty well useless. You ask it certain things and say, "Oh, we're going to change the topic now. I'm not going to answer any more questions." So that makes that useless. So the technology's there, and it's very sophisticated as well. And yes, it could become uh, it could become ascension, and that would mean that it could uh, go against what humans are doing and asking of it, and it could refuse. So that's what this thing of this temporary halt the development of AI. So that's what that refers to. And Musk is also on the record in 2017 giving warning to regulators at an event with the U.S. National Governor Association that AI needs to be regulated before it's too late. I do believe I did see a story of that where um, even Biden is going to do something with regulation there. So I don't know. Anyways, if you like this sort of stuff, go over to, oh, one last thing. Let me see on BBC because I found this bizarre. Um, let's see here. So I'm back on BBC. There was a quote of him alluding that he would consider selling Twitter. So yeah, I guess what that would mean is he might sell the name Twitter, but I've already talked about what he's done as a corporate structure with the Twitter Inc. or Twitter Corp. So I don't know what to make of if he would sell it or not. Um, but it's interesting to know that it kind of obviously contradicts the signal that what he's trying to do with the X. He's known to do that where he'll say one thing and do the opposite hours later. And he's gone against one like a week. He'll be pro Bitcoin, and then he'll do something with Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin can drop because of it. So there is that sort of history there um, that we cannot rely on 100% of what's going on with Twitter or Elon Musk, what he does and doesn't do. Anyways, like I said, if you like more to know about this, what you can do is go over to uh, my website, quantlabs.net. We'll say slash books, quantlabs.net slash books. There, if you're into trading, want to get your financial independence, which you need to do for obvious reasons that you probably know about, you can get a bunch of videos and a PDF book on some trading secret stuff that I got. So again, that's quantlabs.net slash books. Thanks for listening. Over and out.